Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video talking to you about this 18-inch 223 Wild Barrel from Aero Precision. Now if you guys follow my channel, you know I just did a review of the VG6 Gamma 556 muzzle brake, which is excellent, and I showed you a little sneak peek of what kind of accuracy I've been getting with this 223 Wild Barrel. Just for reference, this is attached to an all Aero Precision rifle build that I just did. Using pretty much all the Aero Precision parts that I could get. Obviously I have a Magpul stock and B5 grip, Geisley trigger, but pretty much all the stuff that Aero Precision makes themselves is what I've included in here. So the muzzle device, to the barrel, to the handguard, to the optic mount, receivers, bolt carrier group, ambi charging handle, pretty much everything on this thing is Aero Precision. I've been really happy with this build, just to get that out right off the bat. But today I'm going to be trying to focus on the accuracy that I'm able to get and kind of my experiences overall with this barrel through probably 600-700 rounds now, especially after all the shooting I did for that muzzle brake review. For this test, I'm going to be shooting Fiocchi ammo. They were kind enough to supply the ammunition for this test. One of the reasons I want to use them anyway is because in my testing, it's been by far the most consistent factory loaded ammo that I've used. And for the testing today, we're going to be shooting the 55 grain full metal jacket, the 62 grain full metal jacket, and then their 77 grain Sierra Match King loadings, all of which have performed well in all my other barrels, as well as this one. So we should be looking at some pretty good results today. I have shot some of their 40 grain VMAX as well. However, I am all out of that now from some of my other testing. If I can find pictures of it, I'll roll it in later when we're talking about groups. But this is what we're going to be shooting today, so this is what we're going to be predominantly looking at. Now, as you may be able to hear, it is raining right now. Just this beautiful Oregon weather. I've obviously been testing this thing in much more ideal conditions, let's say. Sunny weather, not too much wind or anything like that. But given that I am in Oregon, this is just kind of what we're dealing with, and it should show us some pretty good real-world condition testing for this barrel. The other nice thing about it raining today is I have the entire range here completely to myself, so hopefully we won't have distracting gunshots going off in the background while we're talking. But with that said, I've been doing enough talking. Let's just go ahead and get right to the accuracy testing. So we're going to be shooting these 3 loads through this barrel at some paper targets at 100 yards. Hopefully they don't get too soaked, so we can still get some a good look at what the group sizes are. But let's go ahead and get shooting. So first up, we're going to go ahead and start with the lightest at the 55 grain full metal jacket. I've shot literally thousands of rounds of this stuff, and I really like it. It's really good for training. Let's go ahead and see what kind of accuracy groups I can get. Just FYI also, the trigger in this is a Geisley SSAE. I went ahead and borrowed it from another rifle just to give us the best potential for good groups. So we'll see if that pays off. But let's go ahead and get set up here. Alright, so next up we have the 62 grain full metal jacket. In my experience, this has done really well out of this barrel. Let's go ahead and see if that's going to continue on today. in one flyer. It's like a one hole 3-shot group. Okay, let's move on to the 77 grain CR Match Kings. Hard to tell with the Mirage, but I think that was a little bit better. I think just for good measure, I'm going to do one more with the 55 grain also. Because why not, right? We're out here. Not too shabby. That was with a hot barrel too. Done 8 groups, so I'm going to go pull down that target. We'll talk about it. Before we get into the groups, I should probably mention also the scope I'm using, since I don't think I mentioned it earlier. This is a Primary Arms 4-14 first focal plane 5.56 HUD, DMR HUD scope. Really like the reticle in this thing. Gives me plenty of magnification for shooting at this distance. However, it cannot get rid of the Mirage, obviously, coming off the front of the barrel, which I was fighting with for some of these groups, as you'll see. But nonetheless, these are the groups you're going to see, since this is what I shot out here today. Again, keep in mind, it's still raining, so I was fighting with that. But nonetheless, I'll try not to make any more excuses. Let's go ahead and look at our groups. So this was the first 5-shot group over here. This is using the 55 grain FMJ. Now again, keep in mind, the 55 grain and the 62 grain are not match, quote unquote, match ammo. It's just regular full metal jacket ammo, just loaded super consistently. So first 5 shots here, all 5 shots are right around an inch. When I get home, I'll go ahead and get my calipers out and I'll measure the exact sizes. I'll have them at the bottom of the screen along with the bullet that it was shot with. So again, right around an inch though, just from my own eyes. Second group was this one over here. Opened up a little bit more. Not a bad 3-shot group, but once we open it up to 5, we're looking probably 1.25 inch-ish, if I had to guess. Let's see, the next groups I shot were down here. These were the 62 grain. If I gotta be able to look through the back of the paper to see what size it is. So we had 4 shots and probably about 3/4 of an inch, but with the 5th shot, it opened up to man, soggy paper's hard to deal with. Opened it up to probably right around an inch, just over an inch. Second group of 5, again, opened up a little bit more. We're looking probably around 1.5 inches for that 5-shot group. I knew I could do better than that, so I went ahead and did another shot or another group of the 62 grain down here, using this little corner, that corner as my point of aim. We had 3 shots, pretty much all cloverleaf right here, but then with the full 5-shot group, we're looking right at just over an inch. Moved on to the 77 grain. The first group, I believe, was this one up here. Not great, to be honest with you. Looking right around almost close to 2 inches for the full 5 shots. Sorry, I'm looking at the paper, not on camera. If I held it off screen at all, I'll just roll in close-up pictures of each. Did my second shot, 5-shot groups down here. Significantly better, well under an inch probably for the full 5 shots. 4 shots again, easily 1/2 inch. Then the final group that I shot was over here. Again, the 55 grain just to finish it off. And we're easily under an inch. I was just using this little corner down here as my point of aim. Easily under an inch for all 5 shots. Now again, like I said, I was fighting through Mirage for some of them. So like with the first 77 grain, I was just trying to force my way through the Mirage. And so the target down there is kind of like wobbling back and forth with the heat. Whereas on the bottom one, I tried to go faster just so the muzzle blast kind of blew away some of that Mirage momentarily. And then I could get the faster follow-up shots with a nice clean sight picture. But again, considering most of these were with non-match grade ammo, and I easily have sub-MOA, if not MOA groups, with my shooting ability and the weather that I'm dealing with right now, I am very confident in calling this barrel a 1 MOA shooter, especially once you find the right ammo for it. And those of you hand loaders out there, I know you can very easily develop a hand load that will shoot sub MOA with this thing. So again, the results speak for themselves. Yeah, I had some bigger groups, but I think that's more me fighting with the stuff going on more than the barrel itself. Because once I was able to hammer down, the groups that I was able to get were pretty impressive for my shooting ability, at least. So to wrap up my thoughts about this barrel, I really could not be happier, especially when you consider the price point that these are coming in at. Aero Precision selling these for like just over $200 for an 18-inch 223 wild stainless steel barrel. You're gonna have a hard time finding a better deal than that, I think. And then again, you saw the results from earlier, and again, if the environment was cooperating a little bit more and if I was a better shooter, I probably could have tightened those groups up significantly more. So again, I have no hesitation saying that this is a very accurate barrel, especially out of an AR-15. Honestly, if I'm getting sub-MOA groups out of a semi-automatic AR-15, in my opinion, there's no reason to go to a bolt-action AR-15, or excuse me, a bolt-action 5.56, but obviously it depends on what you're using it for. But I mean, even for hunting, I would be more than happy to use an 18-inch 223 wild barrel. Still getting plenty of velocity, which actually, I do have some velocity statistics, so let me pull those up real quick. So I shot these groups a couple months ago, so the weather was a little bit warmer, so take that into consideration. Velocities would probably be a little different if I was testing it right now at like 45 degrees out right now. But with the 55 grain ammo, I was getting 2850 feet per second. And then with the 62 grain ammo, I was getting 2836 feet per second. I can guarantee if I was shooting the 40 grain VMAX loaded by Fiocchi that I know this gun likes a lot. We're probably looking well over, well, definitely over 3,000 feet per second. So I have no complaints using this thing for like varmint hunting. Again, I see no reason why I would need to get a bolt action 5.56 when this thing is going to perform as well as it has been. But you know, that's me again. Just my own preference and my own kind of philosophy there. I should also mention that before shooting the groups today, I did clean the barrel. It wasn't really dirty to begin with. It's actually been staying relatively clean. But I just did that just again to kind of start with a clean slate for these groups that you saw. But that said, I'd gone 300, probably 300 rounds without cleaning it before cleaning it today. And I had noticed no appreciable difference in group size, so take that into consideration. This doesn't seem to be one of those barrels where if you don't clean it every 5 rounds, you're going to start, you know, getting 2 MOA groups. So that's a pretty cool thing, since I don't like to clean my barrels very often. And then also, with that last 5-shot group, that was with the barrel nice and hot. That was literally the last group, and I'd gone through those other groups fairly quickly. And it was still sub-MOA 5-shot groups with that 55 grain ammo. So it does really well when it's hot also. And part of that goes to the barrel profile. It is a pretty heavy profile. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this on camera, but they call it their SPR barrel, or special purpose rifle. And it's a pretty hefty barrel profile. So by no means is this a lightweight barrel, but I feel like when you're going up to the 18-inch barrels, especially like a stainless steel barrel, you're probably not looking for weight savings at that point. And so what I want is a very consistent barrel that shoots well and shoots well when it's hot, and that is what I've gotten with this barrel. Now, I should mention that this is the first Aero Precision barrel that I've ever tested. I'd heard good things about the barrels they were producing for a while, but I'd never had the opportunity to test one. But when I came to Aero Precision to ask them about what their thoughts would be on doing a full 18-inch rifle build, they were able to hook me up with pretty much all this stuff, and it gave me the opportunity to test out one of their barrels. So again, full disclosure, I did not pay for this barrel, but again, you saw the results for yourself, so it's hard to be biased there. But anyway, I think that from what I've heard, it seems to match up with my own personal experience, and I will probably be testing out more of their barrels in the future, in future builds. But again, I'm really happy with the way this one is turning out. And just as a reminder as well, I will be reviewing everything on this rifle. I've already, I'm working from the front back, so started with just the tip earlier with the muzzle device review. Now we're doing the barrel review. I'm going to be working my way to the handguard, the optic mount, receivers, bolt carrier group is a big one that I'm really looking forward to. This is a pretty cool, it's one of their black nitride ones. I've never used a black nitride bolt carrier group, but I'm really happy with it. And then their ambi charging handle. So, and obviously I'm going to get to the scope too, but as far as the Aero Precision stuff goes, I've been really, really happy, and that'll obviously come across in the reviews as they come. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would encourage you to do that so you see when those videos come up. Some of them are going to be coming pretty soon. Some of them I'm going to wait a little longer. I want to get more rounds on the BCG, get some more time with the charging handle. But some of the other stuff, I already feel like I've gotten a really good handle on them after the 700 plus rounds that I have through just this upper alone so far. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and throw those in the comment section down below. I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. If you guys are interested, I do have a Patreon page, and if you ask me questions on there, I make a point to respond to every single comment or question that I get via direct message on there. So I'd encourage you to check that out if you are interested, especially since YouTube keeps demonetizing my videos. Like when I did the muzzle device one, within the first 15 minutes, I think, of it being public, it flopped back and forth from demonetized to monetized 3 times before finally settling on demonetized. And then the next day after my appeal, it went back to monetized. So Patreon just kind of gets away from all that hassle, thankfully, at least for now. We'll see how that goes. I do, again, want to give a shout out to Fiocchi Ammo, again, for helping me out with the ammo for this test. And again, for non-match grade ammo, being able to get MOA groups and sub-MOA groups, I really couldn't ask for more. So again, check them out. I'll have links to Fiocchi USC's website down below. But anyway, with all that said, as always, I hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.